Hello, and welcome to HRBC show called Let's Talk. So, we all are. Some of us aren't that great with finances. Let's just face it. But today we have someone here that can help us better understand how to be better at it. So, greetings, hey Miss Meechie. Would you like to tell us a little about yourself?
Sure, why not? First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I am a Chicago native, born and raised in the city of Chicago. And at the age of 18, I left and came into the United States Air Force, served our country for 26 years and 6 days. And towards the end of my Air Force tenure, I was diagnosed with, treated for, and overcame breast cancer. So this is the month, and in about 3 days, I'll be celebrating my ninth year being cancer free. I also wrote a book about my journey through breast cancer and did a couple of things: bodybuilding, pageant competitions. And now in this stage of my life, I'm doing something I never thought I would do, which is become a financial literacy educator as well as a licensed financial services professional. I love to travel, love to eat, love to sleep, just love to chill and kick back. I'm also a minister at my church, High Calling Ministries, as well. So it's quite a few things that I've been able to do. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. So I got a few questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes, I was
Okay.
born ready. I was born
Okay.
ready.
Always ready. Okay. So, again, thank you so much for coming here and joining us.
Thank
So
you.
tell us, what is financial literacy?
Financial literacy is learning how to read your money. And once you learn how to read money, you are better able to make decisions, the right decisions to help you do better with your money as it equates to your future.
Okay. All right. So, what can a person with absolutely no budgeting skill or concept do to get better at managing their finances?
Oh my goodness. So that's a good question. So the first thing is you want to be educated, right? You need to find out, okay, how do I do this thing? How do I wrap my arms around my situation? Or, I just want to learn. I know that there's got to be more than just working and my savings account and my checking account and my mutual funds. There's got to be more. So the first thing is you find a place that's going to actually educate you on finances, which is what I happen to do. Secondly, you want to tune in to as much information as possible about how to learn how to do better with your money and learning different principles, basic principles about money. And then after that, you definitely want to set up a financial review so that you can see exactly where your money is, where your money should be going, and how you can do better and best navigate your money in different areas according to whatever your goals are. And speaking of goals, that's something that's missing, Nina. A lot of us, we don't have goals. All we know is we just get up and we go to work. We go to work, we make the money, pay the bills, repeat. But the reason why we don't even have a clear outlook on our money is because we don't set goals. How many people that are so comfortable in their jobs are literally thinking about the day that they retire or what's going to happen if they have to retire sooner than anticipated? So it helps when we put goals in front of us so that we can work towards those goals. And that will keep us on track and being accountable to how we're spending our money and how we're saving our money.
Okay. Okay. So, like when you say set up a financial review, what would that consist of?
Very good question. So a financial review basically consists of, I call it the blueprint. It's the blueprint of where you are and where you want to be. So a financial review will include information such as what your goals are, short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. It will include how much it is that you can basically set aside towards savings, looking at your estimated monthly income, any other type of residual or additional income you may have, and also your expenses, your monthly expenses, a breakdown of how much you're paying for food, groceries, dining out, your auto insurance, if you have auto loans, personal signature loans, if you have credit card debt. So all of these things we also calculate as well and ask the hard questions like, do you have a will? Do you have a trust? Do you have life insurance? What type of life insurance do you have? Are you contributing towards any type of IRAs, mutual funds, stocks and bonds, things like that? So it's a very in-depth, detailed checkup of your finances.
Okay. And like, where would a person go to get like that? Get a review.
Well, me. And I say that because the services that I provide are, number one, they're free. We have free financial reviews. We also have free online workshops that people can attend as many times as they want, which further along helps them with their financial knowledge. And we also have free financial resources, books that coincide with our workshops as well. So we give it for free because we really want to make the education and the knowledge easy for people to access it, because in commonplace America, financial reviews are not free. They do cost, but we believe in making it easier for people to get that information, especially when they need it and maybe they can't afford it. So this is going to be the very thing that's going to help them.
Okay. And how do we get those free resources you were talking about?
Sure, absolutely. I can be contacted via telephone or via email. My phone number is, should I put it in the chat or should I just
Yeah,
say?
you can put it in the chat.
Okay.
How we get to you? We like free.
Hey, I was born liking free, you know. This is one of those things, you know, people say you pay for you. How does the saying go? How does the saying go? You get what you pay for, right? In this case, you get more than what you're not paying for. You know, I actually had a meeting with a very, very close and dear friend. And in my follow-up appointment with that friend, he actually said, you know what? The information that you and your business partner provided yesterday was 100% more than what I expected. It was 100% on time and it was needed. And I'm grateful for that. And he said, and just the fact that it was free, he was shocked. So I'm also going to include my email as well.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. So that's how I can be reached. And I am retired, so I travel. You know, maybe somebody here right now, maybe they are like, wow, just from what Meechie already shared, I know that I have to get this into my school. I know I have to get this in front of my students. I know I have to get this to my church. I know I have to get this to my own family. So I don't mind traveling. I'm here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. That's just like, what, maybe 3 hours away from you guys. So, and I love that area too. So give me a reason to drive.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. Is there such a thing as being too late to start a retirement fund? And which fund is better?
Very, very good question. As long as you're above ground, it's never too late to do something with your money. So what I will say is, I'm going to use myself as an example. I actually retired out of the United States Air Force. I was 44 years old when I retired. However, because I knew absolutely nothing, like I knew zero about money, I had a TSP that had been sitting dormant for like 3 years because I didn't know what to do with it. And when I started attending the workshops with my particular organization that I'm a part of now, that's where I learned, okay, well, I can actually move that money and it can be put somewhere where it can grow at a higher, yield, a higher rate of return, protected from the downside of the market. Okay, no problem. So even at 44, I was able to do something. Now that's still fairly young. I also talk with people who are 60. I was actually in an appointment about a month ago with some dear friends. They are 60-ish, right? And the wife, she said, I just want to make sure that we're out in front of our goals, that we know exactly where we are, so I can retire when I want to. So even for them, we were actually able to show them, okay, you're doing pretty good in this area. Here's some other things that we can do, so that you can protect that money that you've already been setting aside for your retirement plan right now. So even in their 60s, late 60s, it's not too late. Even for people that are above 60s, the 60s category, maybe you haven't done right by yourself and maybe you didn't know any better to start a 401k or a 401k equivalent plan, years ago. No problem. There are still other options out there to help you save and help you build something.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, how many credit cards is too many?
I'm going to give you okay. If you know you have a problem managing money,
Mhm.
then maybe you only need to keep it to one credit card.
Okay.
If you know, okay? You know you better than anybody else.
uh,
So if you know, number one, that you have a problem with money, you only need to keep at least one credit card. Keep it simple, because what happens is the more credit cards you have, the more of a higher probability it is for you to have your spending just go all the way out of control. And before you know it, you're in debt and you don't think you can get out of it. And it just becomes this cycle. We see it enough. So that's what I would say. Now, maybe you are the type of person where I'm pretty good with money. I can manage it. I can control it. And there's a couple of things that I need the credit card for. So, okay, maybe you can do 2 credit cards. But I'm very conservative. I just want to stick with one. That's just me. That's me.
Okay. Okay. So, if I have 3 credit cards with 16,000 on it, 3,000 on it, or 1,000 on it, which one should I pay off first?
Another good question. And it all depends on that person. Here's what I will say. There's something referred to as a debt roll up, or some people may be familiar with the term called debt snowball. What that means is that if you have a certain amount of debt that you're looking to pay off, and it can be, a credit card, like it can be a MasterCard, it can be the home improvement project, it can be maybe your mortgage, for example. So typically there are 2 ways to knock this out. You can start off with the lesser amount that's owed, or you can start with the larger amount that's owed. So it all depends on the person and what they feel like they want to deal with first. Typically, what I've seen is that people will start with a lesser amount because that's a smaller amount and it's easier to manage that way. And then eventually they can work themselves up to paying off the higher balanced accounts.
Okay. All right. Is there something out there that helps with financial literacy that a 16-year-old could follow?
Yes. So, I've actually had experience teaching children of all ages. The youngest I've taught was 6 years old, and I've taught all the way up to seniors in high school. So we actually cater our financial literacy program to children of all ages as well.
Awesome. Okay.
And there are, I know we have it here in the state of Maryland. There are certain programs that are probably like state funded or state organized that are taught in school systems. And maybe even if people just Google and say, financial literacy program in, you know, uh, Hampton County or Norfolk County or in Virginia Beach, and see what comes up. And they may even also have a point of contact and a way to get in contact with those people. And you can see how or where that is, if it's in a school, or how you can probably get it into your school.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, what are some of the biggest financial mistakes you have seen people make?
I will tell you one right now that I hear a lot. When I meet with someone and let's say that they want to do a financial review, they know they need to do a financial review, and they will cancel the appointment, or they will say, "Hi, Meechie, thank you for reaching back out. I appreciate the follow-up. I got some things that I'm working on right now, and I think I just want to wait, and I'll get back in touch with you about the financial review." Newsflash, The reason for the financial review is so that you can see clearly what it is that you want to do, what you need to do. So it's not wise to put off your financial review when it's something that you need right now, just to see where you're at. But what I found, Sister Nina, is money is not a very easy topic for people to talk about. And in many cases, it's very embarrassing. I would tell you that I have a no judgment zone because guess what? I didn't wake up with a silver spoon in my mouth and I didn't always know what to do with my money. So guess what? I understand that I'm going to be working with people that probably don't know what to do with their money. So who am I to judge? I'm just here to help. So that's one of the mistakes that people make because what ends up happening, Nina, is just human nature. You put it off for another week, you put it off for another month, you're going to put it off for another year until life happens. And then you will regret having put it off to begin with. The other mistake that people make is not investing into a 401k equivalent plan. There are some people who are very comfortable with their current income. And because they're very comfortable with their current income, they don't seem to think that they need an investment plan. But what they fail to understand is the reason for the investment plan is when you can no longer work. You know, either you retire or your employer retired you. Either you retire on your terms or medical conditions will have you retire sooner than anticipated. So people have to understand that the investment plan is not for right now. The investment plan is for later when you can no longer do what you're doing right now. So those are the common mistakes that I see.
Awesome. Well, those are the questions that I have for you. And I don't have any more. Is there anything else you would like to tell us?
If anybody wants to reach out to me, please do via email or by my phone number. I don't know if you have a list of other people who may really want to know more, and just ask questions and I'll give the answers. And it's all about making sure that people have the education first and foremost so that they can see how it is that they need to navigate their success.
All right. Well, that is all we have. So thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
Bye.